I started UGC just 2 months ago with 19 followers and I've just landed my first paid monthly retainer deal. I'm honestly so proud of myself. If you don't know what a monthly retainer is, that basically means that a brand is going to be paying me a set amount of money every single month to make a certain amount of content for them, which is just the dream. And it just shows where hard work can get you. And I'm just honestly so proud of myself because when I started this UGC journey, I really didn't know what it was going to be like, how successful I was going to be. And it's insane that all of this happened because I am not even a real person. I was actually generated using Miko's MCP.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be showing you guys step by step exactly how to create realistic AI voices. Now, this has been one of my most in-demand videos because I feel like there's so many tools out right now, but not many people know exactly where to go or how to create realistic AI voices. And it's probably not the way that most people have told you. So in this video, I'll be breaking down step by step my full process and systems that I use to create realistic AI voices. Now, if you don't know me, I've been in the AI content space for the last 2 years, creating AI UGC content across many different verticals. So let's get right into it. Okay, so there's 3 main platforms that you're traditionally going to use when it comes to creating realistic AI voices. The first one is probably the most known one, which is 11 Labs. Then we're going to have Minimax, and then we're going to have a newer one called Fish Audio. These 3 platforms are the best platforms right now to create realistic AI voices, but they all serve a little bit of different use cases. Now, to start off with Minimax, I believe that Minimax is the most realistic of all of them. However, when you have a longer video, sometimes it can get kind of hitchy and it might cut off a little bit. But so far from my experience, Minimax has been the best for AI UGC specifically. But when it comes to like in general, for any type of format, let's say you're doing podcasts or radio or any other format, usually 11 Labs is really, really good when it comes to just those very unique formats. Now, in Fish Audio is kind of a mix of both. Fish Audio is kind of like Minimax. It has really, really good realism for AI UGC, but Fish Audio can also be used for these other formats. So it's kind of just about trying them all out and figuring out what's the best. If you're doing AI UGC specifically and you're trying to create realistic AI UGC talking content, I fully only recommend Minimax. Minimax is so far ahead of everyone else when it comes to AI UGC content. There's a specific way you have to use these models in order to see the best results out of the 3. So I'll be showing you guys a full breakdown of Minimax and 11 Labs in this video, showing you step by step exactly how to use them and maximize your outputs with them. Okay, so now starting off with Minimax. Minimax, as I said, is going to be your go-to AI UGC audio generator. So for this, just head over to minimax.io/audio because Minimax has a few different verticals. They also do video and some other sides as well. And then once you get on the site, make an account and then you'll be able to use it directly. You can also get a plan. Their plan is very, very generous. You get a ton of credits and they pretty much have never ran out on me. So I really recommend this. And when you're here, you have a few different options. You can use text to speech, you can generate music, you can do voice design, you can do voice clone, you can do voice isolator. But for our specific use case, I heavily recommend using voice clone for Minimax. And my workflow for this is very specific. The reason why I'm not using voice design or anything else is because voice clone is always going to give you the most realistic result, specifically for Minimax. Because when you're cloning a real person's voice, it's just going to sound so much better than trying to generate a fresh voice from scratch, which is why I just recommend voice clone. You can find voices from many different places, but the main one I usually go to find good voices is usually TikTok. I just find any random video of someone in the same environment that my creator in my AI UGC video is going to be in. And then usually I can just reference that voice. I can either voice edit it a little bit so I can get the AI model to change their voice a little bit. I'll make it deeper, make it higher, etc. But I always start off with a base reference voice from a real video just because it's going to make your base voice so much more realistic. So let's say we use this for example.
Here is another UGC example video that I did for the brand Pura. They are a smart home fragrance brand. I've worked with them a few times and I always love working with them. Just to preface, UGC stands for user-generated content. These are videos that you are not required to.
Okay, perfect. So you heard her voice. This voice can be used for our use case, but just to let you know, the voice is highly subjective to whatever you're creating. So one key thing to remember is to always try to find someone who's speaking in the same environment as what you're trying to generate. So let's say in this example, we were trying to recreate an AI UGC video in a bedroom. Obviously, we'll try to find a voice that's in that same environment. Because think about it. Imagine we got a voice that someone was talking in a podcast mic with, but now she's in her bedroom. You would be able to tell that the voice doesn't align with the person speaking. So it's always very, very important to find reference voices of someone who's in the same setting of the video that you're trying to generate. What we'll do now is we'll just copy the link of the video and then just head over to TikTok to MP3 video downloader. There's so many of these out there, and you can just press download MP3 right here and it'll save the voice. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to drag our downloaded voice directly into the voice clone here. Minimax is so good because it literally allows you to upload a multiple minute length of voice samples, and this is really good because this allows the model to interpret how your character should be speaking. The biggest issues with most of these audio generation platforms is that they sometimes invent the cadence or the speech patterns of the person in the voice clone. But I've noticed with Minimax, even with a shorter sample, you can still get a really good realistic cadence and voice clone of your person. So I'm uploading a 1 minute voice here, but you can upload as long as you want. I think max is 300 seconds. So this one is about 60. So I'm going to upload this, and then all you have to do from here is very simple. Just press I confirm, and then you just press generate. Okay, you can see right here, our voice clone preview is now ready.
Hello, I'm delighted to assist you with our voice services. Choose a voice that resonates with you, and let's begin our creative audio journey together.
That is a very realistic voice. It's just like your clone voice. I'll just name the clone voice, and then you can just save the voice. Then now once you're here, you can enter whatever you want your person to say. I'll be going through the different type of things you might encounter when you're using Minimax and exactly how to go around them. So let's just find a different random UGC video, again, of someone else saying something completely different, and we'll transcribe that. And
this is a UGC example video I filmed for a calorie tracking app.
Let's say we took this video here.
Behind the scenes with me to film for a laundry brand.
Here's a UGC video I made that helped me land my first brand deal.
Let me show you how I make $700. You don't need 20 videos in your UGC port talking directly to the camera.
So now what I'm doing is I'm finding a completely different video, and I'm just going to take the transcript from this video itself. That way I can have a new transcript. I can test our
UGC
generated
portfolio.
voice. So just head over to TikTok transcript grabber and just enter your TikTok link right here. Press get transcripts, and it will literally automatically get you the full transcript for that inserted video. You can see right here, this is our full script. Just press copy script, and then we can just paste this here, and then we can test out this script. So I'll just make it a little bit shorter. That way we have a shorter example to work off. But this essentially works for any script you want to generate. Okay, perfect. So once you insert your full script, all you're going to do is press generate, and then we're going to test out the first generation.
My name is Lauren, and I am a full-time UGC creator and stay-at-home mom. And welcome back to my mini-series where I am teaching you how to become a paid UGC creator by January 1st. These are the 5 types of videos that you should have in your portfolio, even if you are a complete beginner. Number 1 is a testimonial type of video. This is where you're going to be talking directly to the camera.
There you go. You guys can hear how good it sounds, but you might be wondering, the emotion of this video is a little bit low. This sometimes can happen with Minimax, or even if the reference audio that you're referencing to clone has a little bit less expression, Minimax might reduce a little bit. So all you have to do is highlight this full thing and then press plus emotion and then press happy. You can adjust this to whatever you want, whatever emotion you want. So for this one, we're going to make it happy, but this is the main tags that Minimax has available right here. And then now let's generate it when we make the emotion happy.
Welcome back to my mini series where I am teaching you how to become a paid UGC creator by January 1st. These are the 5 types of videos that you should have in your portfolio, even if you are a complete beginner. Number 1 is a testimonial type of video. This is where you're going to be talking directly to the camera. Go find a...
There you go. You guys can see how realistic this audio sounds now, and it's genuinely crazy how you can just edit this. So that's pretty much my full Minimax workflow, guys. I just find a voice clone that's directly reflected to the character I'm trying to generate and the same background or same environment that I'm trying to use. And then from there, I literally just insert it directly into Minimax, and then I'm able to do my text-to-speech into a very realistic voice. Now you may be wondering, what if your character is in multiple different locations? That's completely fine. All you have to do is use the voice editing feature. Okay, so that's about everything you need to know about realistic AI voice creation inside of Minimax. And now I'll be heading over into the 11 Labs platform to show you how to make realistic AI voices with 11 Labs. Hey guys, so I'm going to walk you through 11 Labs and explain exactly what I use 11 Labs for and what I recommend using 11 Labs for and the do's and don'ts of 11 Labs, because I know 11 Labs is a very popular AI tool. You guys have probably all heard if you've looked into AI voice generation, and it is probably the most popular tool out there right now for AI voice generation. But there is a few things to know about what it can do and what it cannot do. So 11 Labs is very good. good at creating realistic voices, right? That's what we think. However, 11 Labs speech to speech isn't good. 11 Labs voice changer, this model right here, is not good. When you upload a voice on 11 Labs voice changer, oftentimes when you change the voice, it becomes very, very production level, like almost like it slurs words. It sounds like it's like off a really expensive, like a really quality podcast mic. And that's exactly what you're trying to avoid when you voice change. Typically when you voice change, you want to change the voice so that the voice changes, but the actual cadence and the background noise of things stay the same. So if a voice is in a room originally, and you change the voice to something else, you want the actual voice to be the thing changing. You don't want the fact that it's in a room to change. You don't want to make it sound like it's on a whole other mic. And 11 Labs doesn't do a great job of actually producing that quality voice change. It oftentimes just replaces the whole background noise, replaces the whole room thing and the actual cadence with a completely new thing that does not sound as good. And it also slurs words a lot. When it changes the voice, certain words, if the character is speaking a little bit fast, or if the character is saying different words, a lot of the time 11 Labs voice changer can actually slur the words when you put it through the voice changer, and it can actually mess up the quality of it. So I don't recommend using 11 Labs voice changer, and I'm going to show you a different tool and another module that is actually much better than this. So that's the bad part about 11 Labs, and now I'm going to show you the strengths. Okay, so the strengths of 11 Labs is actually their text-to-speech model. Their text-to-speech model is very realistic and it sounds very, very good. But there's a few key things to note before using the actual model. Based on my experience and what I've tested, and I've tested a lot of different things in 11 Labs, the best way to use text-to-speech is by actually creating your own voice. You may see on the right here where it says voice, and you have your pre-made 11 Labs voices that come with when you open 11 Labs, or the ones you select from their catalog of voices. I don't recommend using these pre-made voices. A lot of the time, they come pre-made with very podcast to studio-like feels. And if you're doing anything in AI UGC, you don't want that sort of sounding voice. You know, maybe there's some scenarios where you may want it, but I've seen you can get much better results by just simply using voice design first, creating your own voice from scratch using their voice design feature, and using Gemini to help you out create it, or uploading a reference voice you found from TikTok or some sort of YouTube video or something, and then cloning that voice with 11 Labs voice clone to actually use. Those are the two best ways of using it, and I'm going to show you both of them now before we actually hop into 11 Labs text-to-speech. All right, so the first way I'm going to show you is exactly how to create or clone a voice in 11 Labs. So what you want to do is you want to use the voice design feature specifically. It allows you to create any voice that you want for any type of character. So the first step of actually creating high quality text-to-speech voices is by getting the best practices documentation and creating a custom gem using this documentation. So once you press best practices, it will send you to this page here. At the top, you can just press copy page, and then you want to go to your Gemini gem and then just create a Gemini gem for this actual 11 Labs voice creation process. So instructions, you are a 11 Labs voice prompt engineer. Follow the resources in your knowledge and create me high quality voices. And then in the knowledge, you just want to go here and actually import the file. I actually just put the documentation into a Google Docs and then downloaded it as a PDF. So that's just a simple way you can get it so you can put it into the knowledge. So once everything's in the knowledge, just save it and then start your chat. All right, so for this example, I'm going to be uploading a pre-existing photo I already have of an AI UGC character I want to use. And I'm going to be allowing Gemini to create me a voice prompt that suits that character and also specify that the voice sounds like it should be in the same room that she's standing in. I'm just going to write, create me a high quality 11 Labs voice prompts. Now it's going to create me that. I'm going to look through the gem and actually take the resources we gave it and use it as reference when creating the prompts. All right, so now that it's done creating the actual voice prompts, we just simply want to take it from here and then head back over to 11 Labs voice design and just simply paste it right here. Click generate.
Hey everyone! So today I wanted to share something super exciting. I just finished redecorating my little reading nook and it turned out even better than I imagined. I used these fairy lights and some comfy pillows and it's just so cozy now. I'll definitely post some pictures later.
There you go. As you can see, our voice really matches our character over here, and it really put the voice in the same room that she was standing in the original photo. And that's what we're going for. We don't want that production heavy voice or it's sounding like it's off a podcast mic. I'll show you the other two examples now, and then I'll show you how it actually sounds like in text-to-speech.
Hey everyone, so today I wanted to share something super exciting. I just finished redecorating my little reading nook and it turned out even better than I imagined. I used these fairy lights and some comfy pillows and it's just
That's the second voice, and here's the third voice.
Hey everyone! So today I wanted to share something super exciting.
There you go. So as you can see, they gave us 3 good options to pick from. I prefer option 1. So I'm going to be using that in the demonstration for the text-to-speech. Okay, here we go. Now, once we are in text-to-speech, there's a few things you want to know, okay? 11 Labs has 3 different models. Actually, basically 2, honestly. They have 11 Labs V3 Alpha and 11 Labs Multilingual V2. So 11 Labs V3 is their new model that actually has realistic cadence, but there can be some inefficiency sometimes. Sometimes the audio can get messed up, or sometimes it can sound a bit off. However, when it does work, it comes out very, very nice. But if you want to automate something, or if you're looking for a good repetition that's guaranteed results, I recommend just sticking with 11 Labs Multilingual V2. And this one will always give you the same consistent, high quality voice. It may never sound as good as 11 Labs V3. However, it is more consistent and high quality. So I'm going to show you the comparison between the two and allow you to make your judgment on which one you want to use. Just know that 11 Labs Multilingual V2 is pretty much just the more consistent one for quality output. But 11 Labs V3 is also very expressive and high quality when it does come out nice. So with 11 Labs V3, you can use something like mutual multi-speaker dialogue. You can also use audio tags in between every word to dictate emotion and delivery. So for example, you can add things like enhance, and then she will say certain things more enhanced. You can say like laughing, and then she laughs before she actually says something, or she can start whispering. And that's the power of 11 Labs V3. 11 Labs V2 can't really have that control. Okay, so I'm going to put in this text prompt for that voice, and then I'm going to generate the speech.
Hey guys, so I've been getting a ton of questions about my morning routine lately. Honestly, it's been super simple. I just started taking these apple cider vinegar gummies, and I'm actually obsessed. They taste amazing, and I feel like I have so much more energy to start my day.
Perfect. And as you can see here, that voice sounded very, very realistic, and it actually sounded like it was in the room, and that's kind of what we're going for. One thing to note that is 11 Labs V3 will give you 2 different voice outputs, and I've always liked to listen to both voices because sometimes one generation may sound better than the other. So let's play the second one.
Hey guys, so I've been getting a ton of questions about my morning routine lately. Honestly, it's been super simple. I just started taking these apple cider vinegar gummies, and I'm actually obsessed. They taste amazing, and
Perfect. So yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. Always play both just to listen to how they could sound. And if you want to actually play with the cadence and the enhancements of it, you can press V3 enhance, and then it'll actually enhance your prompt to start off with her happy, she laughs, and things like that. So you can play around with that. Now I'll show you how this voice actually sounds like with 11 Labs Multilingual V2. The more consistent output, but you can't actually control the cadence.
Hey guys! So I've been getting a ton of questions about my morning routine lately. Honestly, it's been super simple. I just started taking these apple cider vinegar gummies, and I'm actually obsessed. They taste amazing, and I feel like I have so much more energy to start my day.
There you go. So that's 11 Labs Multilingual V2. In my personal opinion, I feel like 11 Labs V3 comes out on top when it comes to the cadence and the expressiveness of the voice. It sounds more natural, and I feel like that'll perform much better in AI UGC. So that's just a quick example of 11 Labs text-to-speech, and I'm going to show you 11 Labs voice cloning now. Okay, so another great feature about 11 Labs is their voice clone. Their voice clone also works great for text-to-speech. If you want to clone a voice, simply head over to create or clone a voice. Head over to instant voice clone. I don't really recommend professional voice clone as it does take a long time and a lot of minutes of audio. And I found that instant voice clone also works very well. But if you do want the most accurate results, and let's say you're trying to create a voice for yourself, you can then use professional voice clone to get a very, very accurate representation of your own voice. However, instant voice clone still works as well in most scenarios. So you just hit instant voice clone, you drag and drop at least 10 seconds of audio, and then it'll be the same text-to-speech process as we did before. So that's pretty much how to get the most realistic 11 Labs text-to-speech output voices. Just as a summary, do not use 11 Labs voice changer, and do not use 11 Labs pre-made voices. 11 Labs pre-made voices sound too professional, and they won't be good for most use cases. Here's a quick example of what I mean.
Latest news, trends, and celebrity gossip. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about all the latest news, trends, and celebrity gossip. Let's get into it.
As you can see here, honestly, that sounds way too much like AI. It doesn't sound as natural as our voice design voices. So I recommend just using the process I showed here, and you'll get a much higher quality output. All right, so that's about it for the 11 Labs AI voice generation workflow. I hope you guys found this video valuable. If you did find it valuable, please make sure to like and subscribe on this video. And we're going to be posting so many more banger videos that all my private AI content systems directly in the link in my bio. I post all my updated news in there, and make sure to join our public community Telegram. That's where everything is announced first. And I can see a lot of you guys haven't joined our Telegram yet. So make sure to get in there. So that's about it. And I'll see you guys in the next video.